We love you, Courtney.
You already rock the short hair.
I don't want to see your ear.
I think you should leave it like this.
Just leave it like this? Just rock it?
It is.
I've been joking about it for like a few days, almost a week now. Like, I think like month 4 or 5 or 6, I'll shave my head. And everybody was like, okay, whatever, Courtney. And totally kidding. Like, a small piece of me was like, oh, that would be kind of fun. But like 99% of me was like, I would never actually shave my whole head. So last night, actually, I went swimming, so I took a shower and I like blow dried my hair for the first time in months. Like, I don't blow dry my hair. And I was blow drying it and it looked really good, and I was like, did the girl hair flip that I can't do anymore? And I was like, oh my gosh, my hair looks really good today. Like, I said it out loud, and God was like, and I want it off. And I was like, whoa, that feels excessive, like that's not the plan here. And God was like, yeah, well, sorry, but I want you to shave it off. And so, you know, I had this internal dialogue of arguing with God, like, no, that's ridiculous. That's not going to help anyone or anything. So I went and I laid down, totally like 100% like not giving in. And finally I was like, God, why would you want me to shave off my head? Like, shave off my hair. Shave off my hair. And like, what would the point be in that? And I was like, because I like my hair, but it's not like a huge deal. And God was like, no, it is a huge deal for you. Like, your hair, you hide behind it. You use it to cover up your insecurities, and you use it to do what you think is making other people like you more, because it covers up the things that you don't like about you. So you assume that other people won't like you, but I want people to see what I see, which is you, not your hair. And I was like, oh, okay, I guess when you put it that way, it makes a little bit more sense, but like, I still don't want to do it. And God said, I understand that, but I want you to say out loud to your roommates right now, I want you to say, tomorrow I'm going to shave my head. I was like, tomorrow I'm going to shave my head. And everybody was like, what? Did you say something? And I was like, tomorrow I'm going to shave my head. And every head went, what? And I was like, I know, but like God said that he wants me to shave my head, so I'm going to. And everybody was just kind of like, okay, whatever. And I had a total peace about it. Like, it was complete confidence that's what God wanted me to do. I still didn't really understand why. I still don't fully get all of the reasons, but like, total confidence that that's what God wanted me to do. So here we are, no hair. I was weeping after the first one, and then the first one was off, and God was like, see, that was the hardest part. All I needed you to do was just trust that I had a purpose, and I just needed you to feel the weight of the first cut, because it's hardest, and then he took the weight away after that. I mean, I felt like a weight lift off my shoulders as soon as that first one was completely off. I don't know if you noticed, but like, she had a little bit of trouble getting that last bit off that very first one. It's actually over here. But it was like hanging there for just a second, and God was like, this is what life is like when you are dependent on society's perspective. But as soon as it fell, that's what it's like to be free and me. Yeah, just play something.
Get some rap music in here.
My trust is without borders. Let me walk upon the waters wherever you would call me.
I'm 24. I just graduated college in May. And and like this whole, I don't think that there's ever an age where you don't look at other women. I've, pre-high school, junior high, I was a skinny stick who looked like a stork because her mom cut her hair too short. And I was so embarrassed, and I hated those pictures for a long time because I was all leg, no torso, and no hair to balance it out. And my mom loves those pictures, and I never understood why. I'm like, Mom, I look ridiculous. And in high school, I dealt with a lot of body shaming and that kind of stuff. And a lot of it wasn't from other people. It was from myself and comparison. And I got in college, and I remember being, I guess it was sophomore year in college, and I realized that I always 100% felt like the ugly duckling. And I mean, I have adult acne, and that's okay, but like at that time, all I could think of is I would look at my different groups and I would see that I was 100% of the time felt like the ugly duckling. And of course, none of my friends would ever say that, but like I always felt like I stuck out like a sore thumb no matter who I was with. And it wasn't until my junior year of college when I suddenly realized that looks aren't actually everything. I know our society tells us that, but if I am confident that God has chosen me, that God created me, that the Word of God is true, and that I was knit together in my mother's womb, He made me the way that I am for a reason. And it doesn't, not just talking about my heart or, you know, the things that I love or my abilities that He's given me. He made me physically the way I am for a purpose. And it was in that, and it didn't happen automatically. That's, you know, 20 years to overcome of just horrible self-talk of just, oh, you're ugly, oh, you should put on more makeup, oh, people think you look sick, oh, your hair looks gross. I mean, all of those ridiculous things that are total lies, but we buy every day. And then we go to the store and buy things to cover up those lies. And so it was junior, senior year of college, so in the last couple of years, that, I mean, I started going out without makeup on. Not because I don't want to take care of myself, but because I don't have to cover up who I am made, how I was created to fit into society. And it was when I started to do that that I realized that I love me and I love the way God created me. But I also love the people that God has put in my life enough to be honest with them, and sometimes that means not wearing makeup. Sometimes that means wearing my hair in a bun when it looks gross. And sometimes that means looking cute and being excited to be there without makeup. And, you know, all the dolled up things that we do with our hair. And it's all connected in just this awful self-image that I think our generation is just being crippled with. But I think sometimes it takes standing up and doing something radical when it's radical obedience and saying, no, I'm not going to be controlled by that sin and those terrible voices in our head that tells us we're not good enough. I'm not going to be controlled by that anymore. And I think that it took God saying, shave your hair. And I'm like, okay, so here we are. And I think that sometimes it doesn't look that radical, but I know for me that that stronghold was strong enough that I needed to do something radical in radical obedience to truly break free from those things. I think that my first step was willingness to leave my house not feeling perfect. Whatever that was, be it the hair or the makeup or the clothes, whatever, leaving my room not feeling perfect and knowing that was okay. Because we have this expectation of ourselves that we have to look good every time we walk out of our house or our room or whatever. But that's totally unrealistic, and in some ways it's dishonest because we're using man-made objects or our hair to cover up our insecurities. And it looks different for every human. Like, we're all different and we all have insecurities that are very different. I still plan on wearing makeup. I still plan on growing my hair back out and looking cute and feeling confident about that. But I also have absolutely 110% confidence that I'm going to walk around with no hair, knowing that I'm a daughter, because that's our God.
But honestly, thank you for your obedience. I'm not trying to be like, oh, you look beautiful, but like, you truly do. Like, she would say, like, sitting there and talking, she's like, do you see her smile? Do you see her teeth? Like, obviously before you were beautiful with hair, but it was like, it just speaks to us because, like, that is such a thing that you cling to. That is such a thing that it's like, you hate your hair, you love your hair, you do this, you do that. And the fact that you're like, obviously this is so hard, this is not something that I'm like, yay God, I love you for this, but you did it. Like, and you did it in front of so many girls. Like, the world is just filled with girls, and like the bold step, that it's not like, there's just no words. Like, it's just like the most beautiful thing that I've ever seen that someone did, because it's like, that just shows there's nothing that I have that I can cling to except for God. And like, you doing that and you actively living out your faith, it's like, I've never seen someone love Jesus more than that. I've never seen someone look more beautiful. And so it was just like, I'm sorry, it was like it was really cool. Like, it was a really cool thing. And so, like, thank you for us invading that, because that's like, we're heck weird. I was like, oh, can I take a picture? Can I take a video?
That was beautiful.
But thank you for letting us invade that, and thank you for showing vulnerability, because, like, we don't as women. It's really hard to. And the fact that you did that, yeah, it was really cool. I have no words, but it was really cool. And thank you for letting me interview.
Absolutely.
So, what's your? I might, Instagram it.
Yeah, it's CC Yorkies.
Wait, what's your name? I'm
Courtney.
I'm Sydney. Nice to meet you too. That was incredible.
Thank you. It's so funny because, like, you know how when you get a trim or your haircut or whatever, the first thing you want to do is look.
Yeah.
I have had zero desire to look. Like, not that I'm like scared of what it's gonna look like, because I don't care.
Yeah.
Like, I'm gonna walk around with this because I have a blanket, and it's Jesus.